Hi guys, T here again from Bed Crime Stories podcast. I found another shocking piece of information in part 1 of Listen to the Voices Behind the Walls interview with Don Wells. Listen to what Don tells Mr. and Mrs. Cher about the early hours of June 15th, 2021, the day Summer disappeared.
The little red truck, he got stuck there at 3 in the morning, but they're yelling and screaming since 3 that morning. So when I went to work that morning, that's the first thing I was dealing with. And then until the police showed up, but yeah, that's pretty common in that area. A lot of rough characters around, for sure.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
Since you bring up the red truck, how did that tip come into play? Was that you that brought that up because you saw the red truck, or did somebody else bring that into play and tell you guys there was a red truck, or how exactly did the red truck come into the picture for
when I was leaving for work that morning, there was a guy at the bottom of my driveway wanting me to full start his four-wheeler. And then the police showed up, and he asked if I could go ahead and pull it over to his truck. So, and the policeman said, yeah, Mr. Wells just pulled over there, and so I did. And when we got there, I seen the truck on the bank of the ditch there, high centered, and I asked the officers if I could take some pictures. He said, no problem, Mr. Wells, go ahead. And he started asking him for paperwork, and when I went to the side of the truck to take a picture of some woman stuck her head out, there was a woman in that truck, and she was like she ain't combed her hair for like 2 months, I don't know, but she just laid back down in there and covered up. But that kind of stuff is constant in our area, and all kind of stuff going on. I think Memphis becoming, well, it always has been, but it's getting worse, I guess. It's a serious problem. I guess it is everywhere, but yeah.
And that was the morning?
Well, sir,
Sorry, that was that morning you left for work that happened with the four-wheeler and that?
Yes.
So the police were there June 15th, early in the morning then?
Yeah, they just showed up because somebody else had called the law.
Wow.
Did you hear that? Don tells Mr. and Mrs. Cher that the police were called out to 110 Ben Hill Road early in the morning on June 15th, 2021, the day Summer disappeared. Don said there was a little red truck, there's your red truck, people, that got stuck in front of the Wells property at 3 a.m. on June 15th. Is that the red truck that everybody's always talking about in relationship to this case? What are the chances that 2 red trucks, one at 3 a.m. and one sometime in the afternoon or something, show up on the Wells property? I mean, Don said that truck got stuck there at 3 a.m. Is that the truck? He also said that he took pictures of that red truck. The officer said it would be fine. So according to Don, he's got photos of a red truck that was outside the Wells property at 3 a.m. on the morning of June 15th. If Don has photos of that red truck, then why has everybody been chasing an unknown red truck for the last 11 months? What the heck is going on? Have you guys heard this before? Later, Don, in an interview with Chris McDonough of The Interview Room, describes the morning of June 15th like this.
Let's go back to the day, okay? Unpack that day for me. When did you leave for work? And then when the 911, or when you...
I left early that morning. Summer was by my side, and I left for work. And I worked all day, and then I called her at some point, I guess when she was in Walgreens. I says, well, what are you doing, And so she said something about taking them up to the lake or whatever. I thought, well, hell, I might as well just work late because there's no point in me going home. They're out doing their thing, and I might as well just stay late and do what I can. She was asleep by my side when I woke up.
Okay, got it. And what time was that approximately?
I'd say about 7.
Okay.
Maybe earlier, 6:30 or 7, somewhere in there.
When he's talking to Chris McDonough, Don makes no mention of this early encounter with these people in a red truck and the police having been out there at 3 a.m. Now, if the police really had been out to the Wells property early on June 15th to deal with strange people in a red four-wheeler truck, that certainly seems like an odd coincidence, doesn't it? And it also seems very odd that Don would not mention that to Chris McDonough, and suddenly he's talking about his morning being around 6:30 or 7. I feel like these early interviews with Don Wells are a treasure trove of information. This stuff is begging for follow-up by law enforcement. If Don has photos of that red truck, do any of them include the license plate? Did the police, who supposedly were at the Wells property that morning dealing with this man in the red truck, did they take down the driver's information, the name, the license, etc.? If so, could this be your elusive red truck? Have you guys heard this before? What do you think? Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories. Now you know the drill. Please hit that like button.